did you know in the books, was the entire Dance of the Dragons just a ploy to keep Daemon off the Iron Throne? Gildane writes, though the king did not wish Daemon to succeed him, he remained fond of his younger brother and was quick to forgive his many offences. Princess Rhaenyra was also enamored of her uncle, for Daemon was ever attentive to her. Whenever he crossed the narrow sea upon his dragon, he brought her some exotic gift on his return. The king had grown soft and plump over the years. Viserys never claimed another dragon after Ballerion's death, nor did he have much taste for the joust, the hunt, or swordplay, whereas Prince Daemon excelled in these spheres, and seemed all that his brother was not: lean and hard, a renowned warrior, dashing, daring, more than a little dangerous. Sir Otto Hightower, the king's hand, took a great dislike to the king's brother. It was Sir Otto who convinced Viserys to remove Prince Daemon as Master of Coin, and then as Master of Laws, actions the hand soon came to regret. As commander of the City Watch with 2,000 men under his command, Daemon was more powerful than ever. On no account can Prince Daemon be allowed to ascend to the Iron Throne, the hand wrote his brother, Lord of Oldtown. He would be a second Maegor the Cruel, or worse. So, unlike Maegor, Daemon would be standing on the shoulders of King Maegor's achievements of breaking the back of the Faith, which was the military arm of the Oldtown conspiracy. All that was left to Oldtown after Maegor's downfall was the Maesters and House Hightower, which Daemon could easily crush as king with his dragon. Maybe this is why Queen Aemma had to die, and House Hightower had to get themselves dragons through Alicent's children as a way to protect themselves from Daemon. It was Sir Otto's wish then that Princess Rhaenyra succeeded her father. Better the realm's delight than Lord Fleabottom, he wrote. Now, Oldtown didn't know that Rhaenyra, like Rhaenys, can birth and hatch dragons through her children. Had they known, then they probably wouldn't have worked so hard to make Rhaenyra the next heir. Gildane writes, it was Sir Otto's wish, back then, that Princess Rhaenyra succeeded her father, nor was he alone in his opinion. Yet his party faced a formidable hurdle. If the precedent set by the Great Council of 101 was followed, a male claimant must prevail over a female. In the absence of a true-born son, the king's brother would come before the king's daughter, as Balon had come before Rhaenys in 92 AC. As for the king's own views, all the chronicles agree that King Viserys hated dissension. Though far from blind to his brother's flaws, he cherished his memories of the free-spirited, adventurous boy that Daemon had been. His daughter was his life's great joy, he often said, but a brother is a brother. Time and time again, he strove to make peace between Prince Daemon and Sir Otto, but the enmity between the two men roiled endlessly beneath the false smiles they wore at court. When pressed upon the matter, King Viserys would only say that he was certain his queen would soon present him with a son. And in 105 AC, he announced to the court and small council that Queen Aemma was once again with child. During that same fateful year, Sir Criston Cole was appointed to the Kingsguard to fill the place created by the death of the legendary Sir Ryam Redwyne. So Ryam Redwyne was the hand who was probably trying to prevent the Dance of the Dragons and got stripped of his position. So it's ironic that he was replaced by the actual worst ever hand of the king who made himself a Kingslayer. Now, who is Criston Cole? Well, he probably wasn't a secret agent of the Oldtown conspiracy and only joined the Green faction as a way to get revenge on Rhaenyra for spurning him or because he despised her sexual proclivities. And that's it. Also, Ryam Redwyne was the one who discovered his sworn brother, Sir Lucamore Strong, had broken his Kingsguard vows by fathering 16 children among 3 women he had secretly wed. Lucamore was gelded by his former sworn brothers of the Kingsguard, after which King Jaehaerys sent the disgraced knight to the wall to join the Night's Watch. Gyldayn writes, born the son of a steward in service to Lord Dondarrion of Blackhaven, Sir Criston was a comely young knight of 23 years. He first came to the attention of the court when he won the melee held at Maidenpool in honor of King Viserys' ascension. In the final moments of the fight, Sir Criston knocked Dark Sister from Prince Daemon's hand with his Morning Star, to the delight of his grace and the fury of the prince. Afterward, he gave the 7-year-old Princess Rhaenyra the victor's laurel and begged for her favor to wear in the joust. In the lists, he defeated Prince Daemon once again and unhorsed both of the celebrated Cargyle twins, Sir Aric and Sir Eric of the Kingsguard, before falling to Lord Lyman Mallister. With his pale green eyes, coal-black hair, and easy charm, Cole soon became a favourite of all the ladies at court, not the least amongst them Rhaenyra Targaryen herself. So smitten was she by the charms of the man she called My White Knight, that Rhaenyra begged her father to name Sir Criston her own personal shield and protector. His grace indulged her in this, as in so much else. Thereafter, Sir Criston always wore her favour in the lists and became a fixture at her side during feasts and frolics. So, the show was actually really smart to combine this event with Aemma's birthing and death, since it showcases the different battles men and women had to fight in the Middle Ages. A woman's battlefield was the bedroom chamber, both to get pregnant and then deliver a child. Approximately 10 to 20% of women would eventually die due to pregnancy or childbirth-related complications, but that was over the course of multiple pregnancies. For every one pregnancy, a woman had only a 1% chance of dying, which still isn't great, but the more children you have, the more likely you are to die. Also, having Viserys choose to save the child over his own wife was honestly so brutal, but in line with his character, and this part of the adaptation elevated the source material in our opinion. Gyldayn writes, not long after Sir Criston donned his white cloak, King Viserys invited Lyonel Strong, Lord of Harrenhal, to join the small council as Master of Laws. A big man, burly and balding, Lord Strong enjoyed a formidable reputation as a battler. Those who did not know of him oft took him for a brute, mistaking his silences and slowness of speech for stupidity. This was far from the truth. Lord Lyonel had studied at the Citadel as a youth, earning 6 links of his chain before deciding that a maester's life was not for him. He was literate and learned, his knowledge of the laws of the 7 kingdoms exhaustive. Thrice wed and thrice a widower, the Lord of Harrenhal brought 2 maiden daughters and 2 sons to court with him. The girls became handmaids to Princess Rhaenyra, whilst their elder brother, Sir Harwin Strong, called Breakbones, was made a captain in the Goldcloaks. The younger boy, Larys the Clubfoot, joined the King's Confessors. So, since Lyonel earned 6 links of a maester's chain, he was clearly an agent of Oldtown, helped Viserys win the Great Council of 101 with the maesters, and in return, Viserys made Otto his hand and eventually put Lyonel on his small council. Not right away, because then Rhaenys' faction could figure out that a deal had been made. So House Strong then placed one son in each camp, Harwin in Rhaenyra's Black Camp and Larys in Alicent's Green Camp, and both worked not to help either side win, but kill all the dragons, as you will see. Because Larys will do things that don't help the Green faction win despite being on their side, but instead result in the most amount of dragons being killed. Whereas Harwin seduces Rhaenyra while she's married to Lenore, but what's strange is that in the books we don't know if Harwin and Larys have brown hair. Like Alicent and House Hightower, their hair colour is never mentioned, and the only person from House Strong whose hair we do know about is Lucamore Strong, who had blonde hair, which means that if Harwin also had blonde hair, Rhaenyra's children might not be Harwins. But that's a theory for another video. Gildane writes, "Thus did matters stand in King's Landing late in the year 105 AC, when Queen Aemma was brought to bed in Maegor's holdfast and died whilst giving birth to the son that Viserys Targaryen had desired for so long. The boy, named Balon after the king's father, survived her only by a day, leaving king and court bereft, save perhaps for Prince Daemon, who was observed in a brothel on the Street of Silk, making drunken japes with his high-born cronies about the heir for a day. When word of this got back to the king, legend says that it was the sitting in Daemon's lap who informed on him, but evidence suggests it was actually one of his drinking companions, a captain in the Goldcloaks eager for advancement. King Viserys became livid. His Grace had finally had a surfeit of his ungrateful brother and his ambitions. Once his mourning for his wife and son had run its course, the king moved swiftly to resolve the long-simmering issue of the succession. Disregarding the precedent set by King Jaehaerys in 92 and the Great Council in 101, Viserys declared his daughter, Rhaenyra, to be his rightful heir, and named her Princess of Dragonstone. So, the Goldcloak eager for advancement that reported on Daemon to Viserys might have been Harwin, since we know he was in the City Watch, and as we'll see time and again, House Strong is just turning House Targaryen against itself. This is probably because House Strong, who are currently aligned with the Hightowers, know that if Viserys were to die tomorrow, Daemon would immediately expel Otto, Lionel, and anyone else he didn't trust from the court. Now, we don't think the Maesters did kill Prince Balon, since they probably wanted an heir for Viserys other than Daemon. So the death of Balon and Aemma forced them to get Viserys to change the line of succession towards Rhaenyra. However, the Maesters might have killed Aemma since Alicent was right there at court, ready to comfort the king in his grief and finally get themselves in the line of succession. And like Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, Alicent is also a special Valyrian who can hatch dragon eggs, as we see through her sons Aegon II and Daeron, with their dragons Sunfire and Tessarion. Remember, none of Jaehaerys' daughters were special Targaryens who could birth and hatch dragon eggs, or if they were killed off young. Anyway, subscribe for more.